So I've just wrapped up a meeting with one of our VA buyers. Remember I told you about our VA buyer that we wrote the offer for a couple of days ago. And again, I'm G2 Verado. I'm a real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. My wife and I have been in this industry nearly 3 decades. I'm also the Arizona State Director for the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals, VA Rep. And I wanted to take a moment to share with you something, and after doing this for a lot of years, you get a little jaded, and you get a little realtor speak, and I know this intuitively, and I preach this to new agents regularly, but we real estate agents, we speak in tongues, we speak in code. So today we were meeting with our VA buyer, and day before yesterday, I told her that yesterday I told her that her offer had been accepted. And for me, that was pretty simple. You wrote an offer, it had some conditions in it, and then I tell you, the buyer, your offer has been accepted. Well, today I learned that she didn't really understand what that meant. And I know this intuitively because especially first-time home buyers, they don't understand even the smallest components of the transaction. Real estate agents really need to be in the mode and get in the habit of breaking down their conversation to a very, very elementary and elemental component of transactions. So our offer was written for $215,000. The sale price, the list price, was $235,000, $225,000. So we wrote an offer of $215,000, and I truthfully don't think the property will appraise at $215,000. I think it'll probably get closer to $195,000 or $200,000. After a lot of examinations and investigations of the property and talking with the listing agent, I am fairly confident that the seller is pretty close to a net zero for a transaction that would land at around the $200,000 mark. And we also are pretty confident that she will, if necessary, actually write a check for a little bit of money just to close the transaction. So all of that said, we knew that if all those suppositions were correct, we didn't want to chase her away with an offer that would just tell us to go away and don't ever darken her doorstep again. So what we did was wrote an offer that did not ask the seller to pay for any closing costs, but we did ask the seller to spend some of her money to pay for the appraisal up front. So that's an unusual request, and it doesn't happen very often, and it happens even less frequently that the seller would agree to do something like that. But and we also loaded the offer with a request that the seller pay $600 for a 1-year home warranty. Well, yesterday morning, we got a response from the seller's agent along with the contract telling us that the offer as it was written had been accepted. There weren't any counter offers proposed and none were sent. So we called our buyer and said, your offer's been accepted, and she was excited and we were excited, and I didn't know that there were a lot of words left unanswered. Today when I met with her and we were talking about waiting for the loan estimate to show up, the LE to arrive, I learned that she didn't realize that when the offer was categorized as accepted, that meant that the seller agreed to pay for the appraisal and that the seller agreed to pay for the home warranty. She wasn't aware of that. And it totally slipped my mind. I just really didn't think about it. I mean, I know intellectually that buyers don't understand a lot of our jargon, but this one really brought home again the need for real estate agents to break things down to an elementary and elemental level in our communications. So your offer has been accepted. That means that the seller agreed to pay for your appraisal, and that means that the seller agreed to pay for your home warranty, and that means you will not be out any money. You will be depositing your earnest money into escrow, and will be off and running, looking for your loan conditions to get solidified. So I learned all that today, and I actually it came back home. Something I know, but as real estate agents, we really need to keep that in mind, that we speak in tongues. We speak a language that is familiar to us, familiar to lenders, familiar to title people, but it is absolutely foreign to somebody who is not in the real estate industry. So I wanted to just share that with you today. Again, I'm G2. I am a real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. My wife and I have been in this for nearly 30 years. We specialize in representing members of the military, primarily the Air Force, but we welcome all branches. And of course, we also work with the civilian sector anytime they need our help. We're heavily embedded at Luke Air Force Base out here in Phoenix, Arizona, actually in Glendale, Arizona. And we also do a fair amount of business down south in Tucson at DM, Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, where the A-10 Warthog hangs its hat, so to speak. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to tweet me at G2Realtor. If you want to send me an email, you can do that. Send it to G2Realtor, that's G the number 2 Realtor, R-E-A-L-T-O-R, G2Realtor @gmail.com. Always looking forward to help anybody that needs a little help and fill them full of information. Have a great day. Thanks for checking in. We'll see you next time around. Bye-bye.